What's up, y'all? Let's get straight into it.
I was with my best friend from 19 to 26 years old. This is the story that he would tell everybody when they would ask what kind of person I am. We've been together for like 2.5 years at this point, maybe 2 years, and he had gotten signed to Universal Music, an amazing producer, artist, fantastic. And he was living in Vegas, and I showed up at his place in Vegas for the first time since he had moved there. And this man was sleeping on a blow-up mattress. And I was like, there was no way that the man that I love is going to sleep on a blow-up mattress. I had no job at this point. I had just moved to the U.S., was getting my green card. I couldn't work.
He's sleeping on a blow-up mattress, but you ain't even got a job.
Shots fired!
What's wrong with that? He's a simple man. Maybe he's a minimalist. This is what's so funny to me. Is like, women are so okay shaming men for being broke, but she ain't even got a job. Talking about he's sleeping on a blow-up mattress. You ain't even got an apartment to sleep in, baby girl. What are you even talking about?
With the little money that I did have, I went and I bought him a mattress and put it in the back of my Passat, okay? And then proceeded to carry that mattress up 3 flights of stairs at like 9 o'clock in the morning in the scorching Vegas heat. Walk in there, I'm like panting, sweating, dying, because that's what you do when you love somebody. That's the kind of person that I am in a relationship. I will give 100% of myself.
I love it. I'm just that good of a person. He, you know what I mean? I'm just that good of a person. Let's see.
And the last bit of energy that I have, because I love you. That is what a woman does. Yeah, we can talk about how I cooked and cleaned for him and helped him with his business and helped him become a fucking millionaire, and now he lives in a nice penthouse fucking apartment in Vancouver. I don't need to talk about that because I know what kind of woman I am.
But wait. You had no job, but you helped him become a millionaire?
Stop the cap.
Honey, cooking and cleaning doesn't help a man become a millionaire. If he was a music producer who had been signed to UMG or whatever the record label is, he had done the work before he met you.
When I show up in a relationship. You want to know I ruined that relationship? We were long distance for a period of time. I went during the pandemic and I was staying with him in Vancouver and something changed. And you want to know what changed? He started watching podcasts like Fresh and Fit.
He woke up. He finally woke up.
Started listening to content about MGTOW, and that man changed. And I would sit across from him and not understand the person that I was seeing. I felt like I was waking up to somebody that I did not know. I am qualified to talk about this shit. I am qualified to understand the repercussions that...
Repercussions? This guy's a millionaire winning at life now. What are you talking about?
Red pill content have on men. Because the person that I wanted to spend my life with, the person I was in love with, the person I wanted to fucking marry, changed overnight because of the content like that. And I see now the men who do watch that content. I hear the things that they say because I would listen to it. I actually started consuming that content because I wanted to understand what happened. To all the men who asked me that question, there's your answer. The red pill incels did exactly what I wanted them to do with that video. They fell for the bait. And it's actually interesting because my ex doesn't even watch red pill content anymore because he says it's for simps who can't get women. Proven by the behavior in my comments, proven by the behavior of specific YouTubers who have reposted that video. I'm coming for you. I will be recouping the funds that you've made off of those videos.
The 1976 Copyright Act, honey, you're not recouping anything, probably.
Pay very close attention to the behavior of men and the things that they say about women who actually talk about the things that they do for men in relationships. Because it's either you are not doing anything for a man and you have nothing to offer them and you're OnlyFans and you're selling your body and you're this or you're that, whatever. Or the other thing that you have daddy issues and that's why you were in a relationship with a guy like that. Or what did you do to make him behave that way? At the end of the day, women are yet again held responsible for the actions and behaviors of men in the eyes of men who hate women. Because either you are dating a guy and trying to help him in life because you want his money, which one YouTuber said, he said that I posted that video because I want my ex to pay me now. No, bitch, I did that out of the kindness of my heart because I care about him.
You bashed him because you care about him? Huh?
Also heard that I'm bitter because my boyfriend wouldn't marry me. As if not getting married is the biggest threat to one's womanhood.
I mean, it's got you shaking and doing all the hand signals. You seem pretty upset. I'm going to keep it a buck. Chat, put a one in the chat if you agree. She seems pretty upset.
Still don't get it, ladies. They still don't get it. They do not understand that that behavior of those particular men, it's not all men, because there are some fucking amazing, thoughtful, caring, woman-loving men.
Right here. Caring, loving. We do love the ladies around here, though. I'm married. I preach positivity into relationships. Some of the red pill guys are MGTOW, and hey, cool, different strokes for different folks. I ain't bashing you. Go for it. Do your thing. But I think we're better together, and together we're better. I think relationships are how we thrive.
Hint, hint on the women-hating men. Date men. But that behavior is what turns women off. Like, getting married is not the end goal anymore. Because
then what is it?
We are sick and tired of the disrespect. And then for men to sit up on the fucking internet and say that red pill content is the fault of women as they blame everything on us, right? When women have quite literally been fighting for their rights and the respect of men for generations.
I love it. I love it. Fighting for the respect of men. What about when we didn't make you be conscripted to the draft? What about that? Was that us disrespecting you? Would it have been more respectful to let you go to the draft? Okay, cool. Oh, okay. Well, what about this? What about us not allowing you to have a bank account because we didn't want you guys to have to go into debt? What about that? What about all that? What about you guys literally being a protected class of people, and if you're getting mugged on the side of the street, it's like up to a man to pretty much enforce that? What about men having to enforce all the rights that we have right now? Without men enforcing them, there are really no rights. What about all the men that have died at war for the freedom that you have in this country? What about all that? It's like, what? Fighting for your rights? Oh my God. The thing is, ladies, we've tried to protect you guys for so long, but you said, no, we want equality, but the thing is you want equality of outcome too, and we can't do that. That's the whole thing with the whole voting thing. It's like women can vote now, but they're not conscripted to the military draft, whereas a man, if he wants to vote, he could go to the draft. They could send me to the draft, but they're not sending women to the draft. To me, that sounds like inequality. That sounds like unfair. But you don't want to hear about that. Fighting for respect for generations? Like, are you kidding me? This is wild.
They'll never get it. They won't. And one final point, when I made this page, I was actually making...
Bro, I always tell you guys, you can never trust anybody driving a car, recording at the same time, and looking at the phone. That just tells me... Stupid. Come on.
Red pill content. And one day I woke up to the fact that I was subscribing to woman-hating behavior. Stupid.
So, misandry.
I was afraid of being friends with women because of the things that these guys say about women. When I switched up my behavior and my viewpoint, and I started to actually look into statistics, like the fact that married men live longer than unmarried men, that married women die earlier than women who are not married, I realized very quickly that, yes, of course, there are bad women and there are bad men, but if you look at the statistics, because men want to say that women aren't logical, then crash the fuck out on YouTube and in my comment section. The proof is in the numbers. And to the ladies who were in my comment section talking shit about women, think about the things that you are subscribing.
Okay, good Lord. Yeah, like she's the freaking Messiah. Good God. Talking about statistics here, you know, I love numbers too, chat. I love the numbers. So, you know, let's get into it. Let's get into it. She wants to talk about numbers. Maybe men and women live a different amount of time. You know, cool. We'll go with that. I'll let her have that argument. I'll let her have that one all day. But let's look at the fatherless home statistics. Let's look. Actually, you know what I'm saying? The reason I bring all this up is because navigating the dating scene can be absolutely brutal, but so can dealing with the aftermath of an accident. Have you ever been involved in a personal injury case? Over the years as an image consultant, I've worked with many clients recovering from workplace accidents, car accidents, and more. And I was actually shocked to learn how often people lose their personal injury cases. That's why I want to talk about Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. They specialize in a wide variety of personal injury cases, and they've won thousands of big cases. And if you end up working with them, they're going to fight for the money that you deserve. Just recently, Morgan & Morgan solidified verdicts in Florida of $12 million and $26 million in Philly. That's up to 40 times the highest insurance offer. And I'm telling you, your case could be worth millions. If you've been injured in an accident, don't wait. You can go visit www.forthepeople.com/Levi, found in the description below, to start your free claim today. Y'all know what time it is. He's hunting his prey, looking straight into the camera. Look at that Kodak moment right there. You see how he does that? He wants that treat. Can we get some freeze in the chat? Free. The side-eyeing cracks me up, bro. It's like looking over. He really likes that. Oh, he's giving y'all that front row and center. Get some chomps in the chat. I added a new emoji. We got the chomps and then the teeth. Oh, he likes that. He's drooling on that. So let's get back into the study I was talking about. So this comes from fixfamilycourts.com. Fatherless home statistics. 63% of youth unalivings are from fatherless homes. 90% of all homeless and runaway children. 85% of all children who show behavior disorders. 80% of R-words. 71% of all high school dropouts. 75% of adolescent patients in chemical abuse centers. 70% of juveniles in state-operated institutions from fatherless homes. 85% of all youth sitting in prisons grew up in fatherless homes. 85%. Bro, if I was to give you a sandwich and I said, hey, it's 85% poop, you'd be like, that's a poop sandwich. Yeah, that's a bad stat right there. Talking about stats. Effects of fatherless. Teenage stats. Teens without involved fathers are twice likely to drop out of school. Girls raised in fatherless homes are more than twice as likely to become pregnant before the age of 18. Teens from single-parent households are more likely to engage in delinquent behavior compared to those from two-parent households. Adolescents without involved fathers are at higher risk of experiencing emotional and psychological problems. Teens without fathers have an increased likelihood of substance abuse and addiction. Fatherless teenage boys are more susceptible to involvement in criminal activities. Girls from fatherless homes are more vulnerable to being lured into exploitative situations outside the family. Let's talk about the stats. Single moms clearly do a bad job. Single dads seem to do pretty good job. And I think it's a lot of the reason is because 37% of single mothers are divorced. 41% have never married. Can you imagine that? There's more women that have been divorced than there are single moms. There's less of women that are single moms from divorce versus just wanting to be single moms. We've subsidized single motherhood. Women would rather marry the government and be on government assistance than marry a man and submit to him. It's crazy work. And then only about 6.5% are widows, which is fair. You know, I think that's a much different conversation, right? If you were to meet a woman, chat, let me know what you think. If you were to meet a woman, she had 2 kids, but she was married to one man and he passed away, I would view her in a much different light than a woman that has been never married and has 2 kids with 2 men. I would look at them way different. Like, you got multiple baby daddies and you ain't married none of them. That tells me your decision-making skills are trash. At least if you've been married and have kids, that tells me that you committed to one man, you tried to make it work, but something bad happened. That I'm willing to let slide. But no, this chick cracks me up. I think everybody's entitled to your opinion. So hey, good on her. Good on her. She spread her little 2-piece and a biscuit online. Let's get into the Discord. There's some battle stations I wanted to get into. This one's from Slayer. Looks like he's playing, I don't know what game this is. A nice little setup. Got that. Whoa, is that the Xbox One mounted on the wall? I've never seen that, brother, man. And got the, okay, I really like that. You got the little wine glass. I'm gonna give this one a 7 out of 10. I like the other monitor. I think I have the same mount that you have there. It's nice and tidy. Some of your wires could be cleaned up, but yeah, overall solid, dude, solid. Who do we got here? This is from Danny Acero. I think I've seen Danny Acero on some of my IG lives. Got the PS5. Looks like he does some Oculus figurines. Looks like he does day trading. He's got the Loki cam up. You know, I give extra points for the Loki cam. I'd say clean up this clutter. Doesn't look like a happy birthday card. You probably picked that up. But look at his cord management. Love it. It's all up off the ground. His PC's up off the ground. I'm gonna give this one an 8 out of 10. I really like that setup. Danny. And this is from Mystic Wolf. Okay, this is solid. Really loving this. Really liking this. Cable management's not bad. I feel like you could have a better spot for that. You could actually have an extension cord that goes up behind that and you can plug all that stuff in. But I'm also give this one an 8 out of 10. I really like the dual monitor setup. Looks like they're both curved. I'm a fan. I am a fan, big man. All right, let's see. Is that all we got in here? Okay, cool. Let's jump into the suggestions chat and see if we can't find some videos that you guys have sent over. Older woman copes hard about men dating younger women, But Andrew schools her. All right, let's see what we got here.
Say Bob meets Jane. She's 24 and he is 44, 20 years younger. He loves her for these 3 reasons. She's really hot, she has no baggage, and she concedes to his authority. As Bob credited her.
Borderline, I don't know.
Borderline, okay.
It's just a little off for me. It's just a little bit too much of an age gap.
Older women hate that older men date younger women because the thing is, these women have realized that ship has sailed, it's gone. And older men aren't really looking for older women. So what they do is they shame men for their preferences of wanting younger women, even though younger women say they want older guys. So it's like, wait, younger ladies like older men because they value experience, time, money, and clout and resources. But it's weird if a man wants a younger woman. Like, what?
I just think those are superficial reasons to fall in love. Like, I don't think that's true love. I don't
Would
think
you
that's
date a guy who's shorter than you?
And shorter than me, no. I'm 5'5".
Oh, okay, that's really superficial.
Then that's superficial. Stupid. These women walk straight into this.
I'm not in love with him, though.
Huh?
I'm not in love with him,
What
though.
if you were,
What?
though?
You don't have to be in love with someone to go out with them. You don't even know them yet. You have to get to know them. So
Does this woman even hear herself? Like, she could use that exact same argument against her logic earlier. Are you kidding me?
go
Would you
out with
marry?
someone
Would you
who's-
marry a guy who's shorter than you?
No, because I wouldn't even go out with a guy who's shorter than me.
Okay, that's superficial.
I wouldn't be attracted
Cool.
to them.
Oh.
Whatever you find attractive is what you find attractive.
Okay, so
He's-
what if a guy's attracted
But
to
I don't.
younger women?
You can be attracted to younger women, but to fall in love with someone based on their
Oh,
looks.
so just to be clear, it's totally okay to just young woman and never talk to her again. But if you want to have a long-term monogamous relationship and marry her,
That's
that's
the
predatory.
problem.
Bro, they were cooking her. Logic has left the chat, brother man. Woke liberals schooled by Candace Owens. All right, let's see what we got here.
Getting schooled this hard on live TV.
There was another tweet that said the Democratic Party is comprised of racist white liberals.
That is correct.
Am I a racist white liberal?
Well, let's go back to an early part of this conversation where you said to me, are you concerned about the color in the White House? Why would you ask me that question?
Because you speak about black issues.
No, but,
And I want your
why
pers-
would you?
because I
Why
want
would
your
you ask me?
perspective
But
on
let's
it.
get to really the nucleus of this. Why did you ask me that question today?
Because I'm
Why did you feel that
interested
I
in your
needed to be
perspective.
concerned about that?
Because you're bringing a whole group of young African American leaders to the White House.
Okay, so this is something that I talk about often, is that in many ways, white liberals don't realize that you put on that, the racism and the conversations that
So
we have
you're saying I'm a racist.
You haven't let me finish my statement. You keep
Okay.
cutting me off.
Go ahead.
Okay? The emphasis that you place is always on having a discussion about race. Okay? You guys are insistent on having a conversation about race and telling us that we should see, and implying that we should see race everywhere, and I don't agree with that. If you don't look at me according to the color of my skin, you would simply ask me how I thought that Trump was doing as a president. But instead, you try to drum up a conversation that's surrounded by race.
Bro, Candace Owens, I don't agree with everything she says, but I think she can cook some people. She really can.
Have you ever cheated before? You're lying. I can read characters very well.
Gotcha.
Quit, Devon. You ever cheated before? No, you're lying.
There was a gentleman here named Nick. He was explaining to everyone how the show is going to proceed and giving us the basics on, how to be respectful, in other words. There was one person who was not paying attention while he was talking. Who was that?
That was me.
That was you.
Yeah.
So out of everyone sitting here, why are you the one that's sitting here being disrespectful when he's taking out his time to show you how to best present yourself in front of millions of people?
Because I was turning off my alarm. Yeah, and I didn't want to forget to do it later.
Sure, I hear you. Because you're a disrespectful person and you were
Okay.
rude.
I don't think I said anything disrespectful. I mean, I understood
I
where
agree
he was
with
coming
you. I agree that you think you weren't being disrespectful because that's your actual nature.
I don't know
So,
how being on
back
my
to your
phone
point.
correlates to cheating. That's ridiculous. Like, be real right now.
A lot of
He's talking about you being disrespectful, not cheating, dummy.
things will be hard for you to comprehend. That's why you're in sex work, because you can't offer value in the marketplace.
What the
Cooked.
Yeah, no, if you have legitimate...
I think I have a lot more to offer
if
than
you
just
had
being on
significant,
OnlyFans.
if you had...
No, you don't. Here's how I say you need to judge people. Watch how they treat the people that they are supposedly the closest to. Family members, spouses, loved ones. You want to really see who a person is, watch how they treat their partner. And if they treat their partner with a lot of disdain, disgust, and disrespect, more than likely they're not a good person, because they can be fake to you, but the way they act towards the people the closest to them is who they really are. You got to pay attention to that stuff. I judge people real quick. I mean, you see me, I be throwing stones like a mug. I be judging people so fast. And if I was Marquette in that instance and I saw her texting while this guy was trying to give that, I would have said, you're a disrespectful person, 100%, no doubt. And she's like, well, I don't feel like I'm disrespectful. Yeah, because that's who you are as a person. You have no self-awareness, and therefore you think just you doing your own thing isn't disrespectful, when in reality it is. That's the whole problem, is that you're unaware of what your actions do and the effect that it has on other people. That's the entire problem. So pay attention. The next time you're hanging out maybe with a couple, you're hanging out with somebody, and you're hanging out with this person, and they're there with a person that they're supposed to be really close to, or a friend or something like that, or like a spouse or a loved one. Watch how they treat them. If they treat them like crap, that's who they really are. Chat, put a 1 in the chat. Do you agree? Do you agree with that? But Loki, did you have a good time today?
I had a great time, Father.
Loki, all the way on your place. He is so lazy, bruh. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Go book a one-on-one consultation with me if you'd like for 1 hour. The link is in the description very below. It says book a time or book a one-on-one chat with me. Go to LeviNichs.com. I've added some new merch. Shout out to Ricky Sickle for the designs. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys tomorrow, man. Peace.